Good afternoon, everyone. This is Alashola Omio. In this video, I will be talking about masturbation and spiritual growth, what this actually meant, as in when let's say we said we are on our spiritual journey, and I think in my previous video, we've actually had a topic around sex, and spirituality, something like that. Hi, Shawnee, baby. But in this video, we'll be talking about how, we're talking about masturbation. 1 minute, guys. I'm just going to quickly see if I can share it on my other platform. Bear with me, guys. I'll be here soon. I'm not going anywhere. Hi, Chegun, darling. Hi, sweetie. Oh, I hope you're not going to tell me off today, though. Okay, I'm not late today. Oh God, I was looking at the time. I said, okay, my sweetheart is gonna just get on the phone now and say, where are you? 1 minute, I'm just trying to share it on Lashala, my original platform. 1 minute, guys. I will be with you shortly. Right, nearly there. Share to Lashala. Come on. Here we go. Post. Right. I think yes. Hi everyone. Hi lovely people. First of all, I would like to apologize because I believe this topic we were meant to have treated it last week. Yeah, so but a lot happens, and I just couldn't do the show then, so please bear with me, guys, as we go along. Today, like I said earlier on, we're going to be talking about because when you're talking about spirituality, and then when issue like sex or masturbation and whatever you want to call it, it's sort of a confusing area. As a matter of fact, you would sort of come across some people that they, meant to be spiritual leaders, and then you will often see them engage in, activities that one would not be proud of. I'm not come yet, pretending to be Mother Teresa. I'm nothing like that. Actually, I've got my red side, but that was back in my in my young days, but I believe for spirituality is not, it's before we start, I just quickly want to point that out, that it's not everyone's journey. It's not all of us that's going to, walk that path, and so therefore, if it's not your journey, you don't have to force yourself, I don't actually believe in heaven or hell, I believe, whichever state we choose to be in, we could either create our own heaven or hell. So therefore, it's just about the quality of life that we're living in, and then whatever you are doing that makes you to be a complete being. I think that would be for me. So I'm going to first of all start with, what do we actually, what do they define masturbation to be? So I'm going to start from right there, and that it's defined. Actually, check the dictionary for this, so that I don't want to. I actually had my own definition. If I said that here, you guys would just be laughing. It's just sort of crazy, But I thought, what, let me come up with, something genuine that you guys could relate with. So it's defined as the sexual stimulation of one's own genitals, for sexual arousal or other sexual pleasure, usually to the point of orgasm. Now, those are big stuff right here. Now, the stimulation may involve hands, fingers, everyday objects, sex toys, such as vibrators, or combination of this, For maximum effect, you may want to add, use all of the above. I'm not saying that, But for the purpose of this video, I'll be coming from the spiritual angle, so it's not about, what's right, what's wrong, come on, we're all adults here, free to do whatever, like I always say in my videos, I'm not here to change anybody's view. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I believe we're just here to share ideas, and then if a lot of you're learning as we go along, on this journey called life, that's where I would love to sit, my beautiful people, so and then, so like I said, I'll be coming from a spiritual angle, because there's a subtle belief, form that, when you talk about semen or fluid or whatever you want to call it, they believe that, when you talk about spirituality, is that there's a subtle form of energy that's within, when you're talking about reproductive fluid, which is semen, either male or female, that this fluid is so valuable for spiritual awakening, and therefore should not be wasted. At least that's the idea, because when you look at fluid, either male or female, I believe some people, which I'm one of them, will say, I think the main purpose would be for, procreation, for us to multiply, and I'm sure, 70% of why people get involved in it, it's not for that reason, which is, I believe, is for pleasure, the pleasure we all get from it. I don't do that anymore now, but trust me, when I was in the field, I was very, very active, trust me, so I do know what, what it entails and what have you. Some people, the area that I will not agree with is that some people would say to you that, oh, in order for you to, to have a long life, or to prolong your life, the argument that it's sort of like a necessity. Someone actually had a discussion with me, which was a spiritual, you don't have to, of course it's got its benefits, like everything else, such as, releases sexual tension, relieve stress, boost your mood, that is when you feel high, sexy or whatever we want to call it. I don't want to come up with some crazy words here, guys. So bear with me. But without any doubt, it's got its own benefits as well, just like everything else. But when we are talking about spirituality, and if that is your journey, but believe me, you cannot be going around. I believe there was a video we did, one sex and spirituality or something. I think is in the archive. Shagun, would actually testify to that, where we actually discussed that because when you have sexual intercourse, that's the most vulnerable. That's when you're at your most vulnerable state, because you are open, both spiritually, physically, so the other person's energy, whatever they've got, they're gonna, sort of, how would I put this? They're gonna put that in you, and then, so if it's good or bad, so in that, whatever that you're doing, whatever activity that you're doing, that you need the other person to complete you, then that activity is not something you should take lightly, because that's gonna make you vulnerable, in every sense. And so therefore, and when we're talking about spirituality here, we're talking about spiritual awakening. We're talking about, different realms, accessing different realms, and or power, spiritual, power. There's nothing you can tell me, because I am a living proof of that I believe today. I'm not going to, I'll cite my own as an example later on. But for people that will think, having a masturbation or sex, prolong your life, there are other stuff you could do as well that would equally, prolong your life. It doesn't have to be sex or masturbation. You could, engage, start practicing better eating habits, occasional fasting, once in a while for detox. You could have more responsible living, as in what we drink, smoking, and blah, blah, blah. More positive thinking, lowering cumulative stress. You could engage in meditation or yoga. So the lists are endless, of what you could do. You could do more research on that, on what could prolong our life. So when people are coming from that angle, if you said, okay, this path that I am is not your path, I totally understand that. But if you say, oh, you're spiritual being and you're sleeping around and doing all of this stuff, I'm thinking in my head, okay, you can be that. But what then happened is that the stage, where you are meant to be, you cannot compare yourself to someone that's totally. Look at those monks. Is it the Indians? Sorry, the Chinese. Why do you think they do stuff like that? Even if you are boxers, I'm talking about the sports. If a game or whatever is coming on, mostly the manager will tell the fighters that, look, you should abstain from blah 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 for this period of time so that you can be at your best. Hello, Efe, my sweetheart. How are you, baby? Sorry, guys. I'm just so caught up in what I was saying. Please, pardon me. My beautiful people, lovely to see you. So, I mean, for my own journey personally, I would say to you, I mean, masturbation or I mean, like I said earlier on, when I was, out there, trust me, I knew the best vibrator in the Ansoma. Then that's me for you, and then when I was really young, I was really, really sexually active. Trust me, I am right at the top. So, but when the time it comes for me to stop doing all of that, because of the path that I'm in now, it's not months now, it's been years, that I've engaged in anything like that, and so therefore I can come here today and point out my own, what I have benefited from, this new way of life, It's been a couple of years, like I told you, but, I mean, I can honestly say here today that I don't not missing nothing in it at all. Why? I'll tell you the benefit of, I mean, what I believe, the way that I am now, in my state right now. You don't have to be, we're all different. We're not, everyone is different. Even if you're born twins, everyone has a different way of life, what, blah, blah, blah. And so therefore, I'm not saying we should all do the same. I'm just using my own as an example. So please, guys, I'm not coming out here. You guys know my style as a know-it-all, or no, I'm not. I mean, when back in the days, I was actually a little devil, trust me. So, but for right now, the benefit of what I thought I'll put this down and try and share this. Maybe that might inspire somebody out there. For me, it is I'm a whole being, in the sense that I do not need somebody or anything outside of me to complete me anymore. So I'm not one of them. Back in the days, I used to, oh, I love you, you complete me. No. I'm body, soul, mind, and spirit. I am whole. You see, whatever that I, needed to, maybe sunlight or food or whatever, but it's not that something has got. That's what I need to have to complete me. No. That's not part of my life anymore. Also, it enabled me to learn self-control, which it allowed me to develop more patience, and so therefore I would not act out in irrational manners, in situations maybe probably in the past I would have done otherwise. Also, it has balanced my relationship. I have the opportunity to see relationship in my life for what they truly are. So when you take sex out of it, when you take somebody, and if you're a man or woman, we all have, I mean, back in the days, we all have the desire. Sometimes you go with some people, it's not because you love them or they probably don't even care about you, but because of they had that need to have sex or whatever it is, and so therefore we would compromise and ended up finding ourselves where we shouldn't be in the first place. That has stopped in my life, so therefore I it has a decreased health risk for me. No sex, no STD, no masturbation, no unwanted pregnancy, and it has boosted my immune system and improved my memory. Now I know that I am forgetful anyway. Lastly, I mean, the list is endless. I'm just trying to point out here, what I personally have benefited because of it. It has my inner confidence and peace. This has it's not just it's more than just a halt in the sex or masturbation for me. But joy, it made me more confident person. I have my peace of mind. I feel this sense of peace. inside my soul, my spirit, and so therefore, whatever that I needed to do, my reaction is different because I'm not, like, yeah, no. I can honestly say I am a whole being for that. So and also, I believe this might probably be of a benefit to somebody. Also, it has enabled me to have access to other world. I meant realms, that were not possible for me before. Realms, for people that are, that are in the same line that I am. You understand what I'm saying here? Realms that I wouldn't have access to, and I have that now. And so what I learned while I'm out there, what I was able to see is sort of knowledge. Is when information is power, isn't it? So I can then bring those information here and apply it to my life, apply it to situation, or to help people around me. You see, so that's just my own my take on that. But for whatever it is, to whoever that's listening to this, if this is your path, that you are destined and you're sure of it, then I will say to you that if you're sure that it is, because it's not that because somebody is is that, or maybe when you're talking about spirituality, you see all these crystal stones, the herbs, the essential oils. No, but if it's truly you could see yourself there, then all these obstacles, I would not call it there, I'll call them learning curves, that's in this journey, there is learning to be, you will start to learn to be at peace and accepting with your spiritual journey through all its odd twists and turns, physically and psychologically. That's the way to maximize your progress and fully be at peace and enjoy this, whatever journey you want to call it. You have to accept that. If really and truly is your journey, when you're going to say something, this is you, that means you can't leave you. It's like, this is my hand, I can't cut it off, it's part of me. You see, if something is you, then you're going to have to make it nice. I wasn't born with this nail, blah, blah, blah. I went and fixed it there myself because I wanted to make the best of my hands. You see, so therefore, I believe when it comes to this topic we're talking about here, it's equally the same thing. Making the sacrifice, it would not be too hard because the love for that path you are on will override everything. But if that's not your journey, trust me, 2-3 days without sex, let alone masturbation, some people will be tearing their hair out, But if it's your journey, then in time, if you need to do more research on what, how best you can walk this path and be making more enjoyable, and fulfill everything that you thought and you wanted it to be, then do more research. By all means, you can inbox me. Whatever tips that I've got, Shegun is right there. He's a young man, but I always call him Babami because he's an old soul. And together we would all, we'll all come together and we'll be the best that we can be. And that's the reason why I do these videos. That most of the time, spiritual issue, not many people want to discuss about it, but either we like it or not, the spirits are all around us. We ourselves, we are all spiritual beings. We're just having a human experience, for as long as we're here, But the fact is that, spiritual topic or whatever it is very crucial. We can't brush it under the carpet. If you do, then we're still going to address it at some point. And so therefore, that's what I would like to discuss here, my lovely people, that look, masturbation has got its own benefit, just like everything else, you release sexual tension, you relieve your stress, it will boost your mood. But along that coming out is you also losing, vital fluid that would contribute, that will enable you to walk your path, spiritual path, and, boost that power, make you more powerful, empower your spiritual world. So that's what you're pumping out, either you're male or female. And so therefore, there's no way you can tell me that if I see a spiritualist, one is engaged in reckless sexual activity and the other one is, practice obscenity, and you want to compare them, when it comes to power, it's not the same. Trust me. That's my part right now. And I knew when I was out there, with my my ex, I would call him, we still best friend, it's just my partner now don't know allow that. How many marriages will survive that? So therefore, but I knew spiritually, even though I had been on this line then, I've always been a spiritual kind of person, but it wasn't like the way I am right now. But from when I stopped doing that, having any sexual contact at all, it's been years now, not months. I know me. I know the difference in me. And I've sort of explained some, earlier in this video. But, you guys can do more research also. But the bottom line here is that if it's not your path, if it's not your journey, please, by all means, even if it's not your path, sex is not something you should take lightly. It's secret, it's something. Sorry, 1 minute. That's the wind. That 1 minute. Sorry. The flower vase fell through the window. Sorry, guys. I had to open the window. Anyway, as I was saying, it's not something you should take serious. You should always just have it with your soulmate, somebody that you're sure they have the same intention with you. They care so much about you with the same intensity that you care about them. And that's the only time is of any benefit. Other than that, you're exposing yourself up to different things, both physically, mentally, spiritually, in all ways. And so therefore, I would want us to think about this, things here, my beautiful people, and more, have a, more, what's the word? Responsible living, It will benefit us. It's all for our own benefit, no one else. So that's all I am. I'll be talking here today, my beautiful people. Let me just check. I believe I've been able to cover the, you're right. This is a good one. It says that semen fluid, either male or female, is like oil. Now, true spirituality is like fire. If there is less oil, the fire doesn't burn so well. You see, that's something I've almost forgotten about it. I thought I would share with you here. So how would it stop not burning so bright? It's because if you wasted it, you're just wasting it, all over the place. Stuff that you should have been able to do spiritually, you find that you wouldn't. You wouldn't. So that is what I would be able to just point out here. But like I said earlier, if it's not your journey, you don't have to. You can do your masturbation all you want. You can actually call me. Well, in the past, I can come and watch. Oh, Roscoe, hey, sweetie. How are you, darling? I've been looking for you. Good to see you, lovely, lovely people. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, my lovely people. Next week, we're going to be talking about one of my, love Orisha, which is Ogun Lakaye. We're talking about Ogun next week. The great Ogun Lakaye Orisha, so that's what we're going to be talking about next week, Sunday. But before I go, don't let me forget, as you guys are aware that I am a spiritualist, I'm into herbs, blah, blah, blah. I got crystal stones, if you're at any stage in your life, and the stuff aren't working well, contact us here at Alashala Spiritual, and together we will resolve it. If you have a court case, marital problems, or business are slow, or general health issues, call us here at Alashala, and together we will resolve it. We have a one-to-one counseling also, because there's some people, because there's this workshop that I run, and some people they will say, oh yeah, can we, our next class, can we talk about this, blah blah blah, like the next session is going to be about Ifa, and so I do stuff like that also, and I'll put the advert up in time, so it's been lovely having you guys here. If there's any a question about this topic today, or area that you aren't so clear, hold on, my glasses is It's just my eyes is not what it used to be. Look, I use double lens. Anyway, if you know whatever we discuss here, you are you're not clear about anything, contact us. For you guys on YouTube, it's been lovely having you guys there. I love all the comments. I really appreciate you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Together we would, it's just all about how long we're gonna be here. No one's gonna live forever, but for the time that we're gonna be here, make the ride, let it be, make it worthwhile. That's all I'm saying. And that's the reason why you see me. I'll come and talk about spiritual issues. I love you. Stay blessed. Have a lovely week, and I will see you next week Sunday. Bye bye.